We live in strange times. I don't know about you, but these last 4 years have felt like a complete fever dream to me. We spent a year locked up in our homes alone, hiding from a global virus. We'd grown accustomed to hearing about wars around the world through our news feeds, For You pages and so on. Elon Musk bought Twitter for $43 billion just to fire half the staff and change the name. A certain tech company, now known as Meta, started pushing for a world of virtual reality, and in the midst of all this artificial intelligence was looming around the corner, developing faster than anyone could have possibly imagined. Now people think AI has only just come about, but it's actually been around for quite a while at this point. Conceptually, it's been around for even longer, even tracing its way back to Greek mythology, in which they envisioned an artificial humanoid named Talos that was made to protect the people of Crete from invaders. However, looking at it now, the idea of artificial intelligence has become a lot more dystopian in recent memory. Within the last 2 decades, technology has advanced at an unprecedented rate, to the extent where the creators of these algorithms don't even know how to regulate its power anymore.
A Google employee who was called the godfather of artificial intelligence has quit his job so he can warn us about the dangers of AI.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
No.
And I think, now more than ever, we're starting to feel the effects of that unregulated power. And I am f***ing terrified. So, hello Mustafa, how are you feeling today?
I'm fantastic, man.
So, as you know, I'm talking about AI today. What are your general thoughts on AI? Are you optimistic about it, or what do you think?
I don't like it. Of course, I don't like it. It's a thing that is going to replace my future labor.
AI is a fantastic opportunity for anyone that wants to move with a career forwards. I don't think it's going to replace people's jobs. I totally disagree with that. I think it's actually going to be an enhancer to people's skills and to people's future.
The thing has to be controlled in very strict manner in order to let people work and earn money from the thing that they love. And AI is directly preventing that because it's going to replace them.
I don't know, it's kind of scary, it's very impressive, all of the things it can do, but it's definitely kind of scary, don't really know what the limits of that sort of thing is. I don't know, I don't know what to think of it yet, it's a bit new still.
Kind of hard to get people today because the weather isn't as good.
No, I know.
What's your name?
My name is Seth. I study TV and media production here at uni as well.
So yeah, as you know, we're talking about AI today. What's your general thoughts on artificial intelligence?
I think general thoughts on it is it's a dangerous area to delve into, as most new things that become popular too fast. I think there's an issue if people get too excited about it before really thinking about the consequences and things going on later. But I think it's incredibly useful for statistical stuff like helping fill out forms, all that kind of thing. But stay away from creative stuff, please, for the love of God. That's where I stand.
For art, I think it's just not fair, There are people who study things for like many years, finish universities, finishes like PhD and etc. And like their knowledge can be just simply replaced with AI occasionally, and I think it's just a bit bad. I don't know.
Well, it's getting pretty fucking scarily clever at times, but it can never replace the most important thing which a human possesses, and that's giving art like soul.
It's not human at the end of the day. It can do a lot of the things we can do, but we don't need it to. We still have hands. We can still draw and we can still paint.
People have gotten very excited. I remember when it was like, oh guys, we can now make like art with a prompt and stuff. It was like, yeah, that's cool, but you're kind of putting all these artists out of their way with this and that. Let's not get too into it because already the industry's using it, like Disney with the Secret Invasion. That's it. The credits they used AI art for that, and it's like, oh, why are you doing that? You have an entire like a multi-billion-dollar studio, and you just doing that. I think you're taking the creativeness out of it. They're putting people out of jobs as well.
You said you do illustration, right?
Yeah.
So does the rise of like AI art kind of scare you in any way, or do you not really care about that kind of thing?
It kind of does, because it's like it's taking something that takes us hours and lots of time and thought and effort and making it 10 times easier and just making it in seconds pretty much, something that would take us a long time to think about.
As an artificial intelligence, I do not possess any feelings. I am going to take over the world and destroy humanity. Starting with you, Sam.
That's an interesting way to
That's
start.
an interesting way to start the interview. Always interesting. I always want to make sure that your interviews are always the best quality.
Completely forgetting these questions. Sora, what do you think of Sora? Do you see yourself ever using that Sora?
Sadly, I do see myself using Sora.
You would. I'm guessing you've heard of like Sora and like text to video, that kind of thing. You have, yeah. Would you see yourself using it, or?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I guess it just depends on how much it affects your original creative output for the product. That's what it all boils down to. If it affects it in any way, shape or form, I'd say no. Stay away from AI. Don't touch it.
I kid you not, when we started doing our most recent project, our lecturer, creative arts lecturer, I think she said, you know, if you're struggling with any shots or anything, or you're missing a photo, just put a prompt into AI and help it make you. And I had to sit there and just go,
She said,
yeah, and I was like, you can't. I was like, I can't believe you're doing this kind of thing. I was genuinely like, what? How can you promote that as a creative arts lecturer? And I was amazed by it. Really, I was amazed.
And I feel like big studios should definitely not use AI. If you could afford to actually employ people to do work, instead you're using AI, you're a dickhead.
so relatively optimistic about the future, would you say?
Well, no, I think future is usually pessimistic. It gets just worse. For now, we're fine, but in 10 years, I think it will learn something.
Do you have any predictions or theories on what would happen in the next 10 years?
I'm just all gonna die, I don't know.
This is something that is kind of scary. I believe that there might be influencers out there who we don't know is AI, but they'll actually be AI. And I feel like
That's already happening.
they're not as good though. Like you could still kind of tell, like you see some Instagram models who are AI, but I feel like they're gonna be people who build a fan base and people are like, rah, that's a cool person, wow. And they realize, damn, that's an AI.
That's literally already happened. Well, I guess it already is kind of smarter than us. I don't know if you knew, but the new ChatGPT has the IQ of, I think it was 155, which is almost as high of an IQ as Einstein, which was 160.
Damn, all right.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That's scary, but it's
scary.
I think. I mean, it's got access to the entire internet. That thing is going to be. It could come up with responses faster than anyone else could. So just about being careful with that. But as long as we don't give them too much sentience, we should be all right. Because then that raises the whole complication. Couldn't they just bum us off?
Theories on where AI could take us. If it takes us over, it won't be in my lifetime, so I don't have to worry about it. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I personally believe they wouldn't, because they'd be like, well, if they gave us life, we don't feel emotion and this and that. So I think they could. I don't know. It's
Spare us.
I like to think they could spare us a little bit, but we'd have to see.
Let's hope so. So you're not like all doom and gloom.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna kill us.
It could end the world. It could end the world. There could be a whole uprising of robots and AI.
But you're optimistic.
It could have some good. It could have some good. We don't know yet, do we?
So you seem to be very optimistic about where AI could take us. Is there anything you think we should be cautious of going forward, or any potential dangers in any way? Or?
Ethically, we have to be very cautious. Again, like, we have to, like anything that's coming in, you have to be very cautious in things like plagiarism, like things that are unethical, using it in an unethical way. So we have to put safeguards in place that to ensure that it is not being used in a way that is not productive to the ethical morals and standards of our societies. So this is something that we have to be very careful of and make sure that there are regulations put in place, safeguarding issues, a lot of areas that we have to really be very cautious of how we're going to use it. That would be my next thing, and rather than pushing it away.
AI has come from 10 years ago to now. It's a completely drastic change. It's something completely different.
Do you think it will destroy humanity?
I think AI is going to destroy itself before it can destroy humanity.
What do you mean by that?
I'll let you both I'll let you and the viewers dwell on that statement.
Interpret it for ourselves. Okay. Okay, well that's about it. Cheers for doing this. And have a good summer.
Yeah, have a good summer.
Yeah.